So next I will tell you one thing, the water cycle. This is very important in our daily life. So one thing, in each and every day we are drinking water. How many water we are drinking at a year? Can you imagine? You see, so it's a very huge amount of water. So that's why from where the water is coming, so whether the all of the water will be finished after a certain time, so that things we have to learn. Now we will learn through the water cycle regarding this thing. Actually the water, this water cycle means it is completing one circle. Is it? That means, see, there, have a look, the water cycle is there. So to know about the water cycle, we have to learn about these two first, the evaporation and the condensation. Yes, evaporation, what the evaporation is indicating to our daily life. Whenever the waters are there, you know that the water is evaporating. That means some of the water particles, they are transferred into the another form of the water, that means the water vapor, by applying heat. So you have seen on a rainy day, a few hours after the rain stops and the sun comes out, the puddles of water disappears. Puddles means a small pond of liquid, that means little ponds are being formed, is it? But they all will be disappear after a certain time when the sun will appear, is it? What is the reason behind it? Actually, the water inside these small ponds, they evaporate. Yes, they evaporate. Actually, they change into water vapor and moves up. This is called the evaporation. That means by application of heat, whenever you will give the heat, the water particle, the water is itself a liquid. So in some of the water, it will evaporate. It will turn into the water vapor. Is it? Which can fly. So this kind of process is called the evaporation. Is it? So in our daily life, you can say me that while the evaporation is taking place in our daily life, that we are getting sweat. Is it in the time of summer? So on that time, our body dries due to evaporation. Yes, our body dries due to what means? The evaporation. Is it clear? And one more thing is also there, that we are putting the clothes into which time? In the daytime, in the presence of the sun. Is it? So the wet clothes dry when we put them in the sun. Is it? So on that time, the evaporates. The water, which one is containing the dresses, the clothes, those waters, they evaporate. Is it? And one more thing, evaporation is sometimes faster. It happens sometimes faster and sometimes it happens in slow rate. Is it? So when it should be faster, when it should be slower? It should be faster in a windy or sunny day. And when it is exposed, that means the surface area, exposed surface area is more on that time, the evaporation rate will be more. Actually, what is going on there? The particles, the water particles, they are simply going inside the air. Yes, that one is only the main thing. Whenever the waters, they are getting the kinetic energy, on that time they are vibrating. And what they are doing? They are simply flying off from that surface. And whenever they are mixing inside the air, once they come and once they were there, they are not returning back. That one is the process of the evaporation. So the evaporation is useful in our daily life. And one thing, do you know that how many number of water vapor present in the air at a given time is called the humidity. The number of water vapor present in air at a time is called what? That one is the humidity. And it is more in the rainy season, because you know in the rainy season the ponds, the different surrounding of our house, these all are almost filled with water. So that's why the rate of evaporation also become more. So that's why, what is this one? On that time, what is going on? The humidity becomes more, is it? And whenever it evaporates, that means that if the humidity inside the air is more, on that time the evaporation rate becomes slower, because inside the air already there are huge amount of water particles, water vapors. So how it can consume more amount of water, is it? So one thing also is there, that in the rainy season we are getting sweat more, is it? And the another application of the evaporation is there, the production of the salt. Yes, that one is also possible with the help of this process, that means evaporation process. Salt is also extracted from sea water using the process of evaporation. I have told you that the dikes are made on the shore to prevent sea water from flowing back into the sea, is it? So what they are doing, they are forming little amount of small ponds, yes, and what they are doing, they are keeping the sea water inside that pond or reservoir, whatever maybe, these are called the dikes, is it? So afterwards what they are doing, so they are putting the barrier, so as the water which one they kept separate, it can't flow inside the sea or ocean. Not this ocean, actually the seas are there. It cannot move into the sea, is it? Next, what they are doing? Next, this kind of plant, the areas. These areas with dikes are called the salt pans. Is it? These small dikes. These are called the pans. Is it? The salt pans. Which pans? Salt pans. The water in these pans gradually evaporates. I have told you, whenever any water is there and whenever it will come in the direct sunlight, so definitely the water will evaporate, is it? So whenever the water evaporates, and after certain time, after certain day, all the water there will be evaporate, is it? Then what will be there? There will be one layer of what? That one is the salt. Yes, the gradually evaporates, leaving a layer of salt behind. Yes, the which layer will be there? That one will be the layer of salt. And this is the salt we eat after it is refined in factories. So different kind of salts are there. How they are preparing? First, they are keeping separate little amount of water. They are keeping separate into one reservoir, is it? And they are making the dikes, and they are keeping the shores also to prevent the flow in the opposite direction, is it? Next, they are lifting that things. That means what is that one? The salt pans, is it? They are lifting the salt pans for few days, and afterwards all the water above it evaporates, and the layer left behind it, that one is the layer of salt. Afterwards they are refining the salt, and in this way we are getting the salt. Yes, in this way we are getting the salt. Next, the condensation process. What is the condensation process? Just reverse of the evaporation. In the time of evaporation, you have seen that the water, it is changing into its gaseous states, is it? But what about the condensation? The gaseous, that means the water vapor, if it will condense, they will join together, on that time it will form the water again. Yes, on cooling, water vapor changes back to drops of water. This is called condensation. Is it? The condensation, is it? So condensation is what? That one is just reverse process of what? The evaporation. Is it? So how can you feel it in your real life? So whenever you will feel with the help of water kettle. Suppose, so what is going to happen? So the water of the kettle is boiling. Is it? And you will observe, see here the nozzle. Is it? So water vapor coming from the nozzle. Are you able to see the water vapors? Is it? And one more thing, just like this kind of one plate, if you will bring very close to the nozzle, on that time you will observe the water droplets. Yes, the water droplets you will see. And if you will give one plate, but that means see here, this like one container. This like one container. If you will put here, on that time you will see the water droplet, the water drops. They are forming. The drops are being filled here. Is it? So that means the water is being condensed here. They are joining with each other. Is it? So what is the real life example of this kind of process? The dew. Yes, the dew drops. That one is the real life example of the condensation. And whenever you will go, that means you will visit for morning work, on that time very frequently you may observe it. Dew drops on leaves in winter is an example of condensation in our daily life. Not only the winter, sometimes in the time of autumn also, and it happens, and in the very beginning of the spring it also comes. It is also being observed. So water is circulated continuously in nature. Yes. So evaporation and condensation, these two things, I think all of you got. Now I want to say you, why we read these two? Why we learn about these two? Actually the water cycle. Yes, the water present inside the river, lake, different reservoir, the ocean, the seas, they are being evaporated. Yes, they are being evaporated, and on that time the water vapor, they are mixing inside our air. They goes up. Is it? They rise up, and afterwards what is happening there? Whenever they are going up, on that time they are coming in touch with the cold air. Is it? So whenever they are coming in touch with the cold air, on that time they are condensed. They become condensing. Is it? So whenever, and on that time they become the water droplets. And whenever the more water droplets are being present, they meet with each other. And first thing, whenever they are forming the water droplets, they are forming what? They are forming the different clouds. Yes, which things you are able to see? Those clouds are being formed in the process. That means first the waters are being evaporated, then they are condensed. They are being condensed, and as a result of the clouds form. Is it clear? And the condense of to form clouds. Next, as more and more drops join the clouds, they become heavy and fast. Yes, whenever the more amount of water droplets are coming to each other, on that time they will become more heavy with respect to their surface area. So on that time they are not able to float inside the air. On that time they are coming to our earth in the form of what? The rain. It may be hail, it may be snow, it may be the sleet. Yes, in different form it can fall. It can come to our ground. Is it? So this process, the coming down, this process is called the precipitation. Yes. So whenever the rain is, that means the clouds are forming, and whenever it is coming down, that process is called the precipitation. Now see here and see here the cycle, water cycle. See first one, the waters are present here. They are evaporation. They are being the evaporation is taking place here. Then after going up, they are condensing. Is it? So the condensation is taking place here. Afterwards, they are falling down. The precipitation is taking place. Is it? Then afterwards, what is going on? Afterwards, the water vapors, the droplets, they are being collected with the different kind of surface reservoirs, waters. Is it? So these are the water cycle, and this one is a endless process. Yes. So water reaches the water bodies on the earth due to precipitation and again evaporates. After collection of the water, again the waters are being evaporated. Is it? And the water cycle goes on endlessly in nature. So continuously this process is happening. Is it clear for you? Next thing, now I want to brush up the full lesson that water is essential for life. Definitely you know that living beings use it for several activities just like bathing, drinking, washing. So there are different works with the help of water. We are using the water in different purposes. Is it? Now the rain is the main source of water on earth. Yes. So these all the waters are there, but they are being evaporated. So who is bringing the water back? The rain. So that's why the rain is the main source of water. Next, the rivers can be rain-fed or snow-fed. Two types of rivers are there. One is rain-fed and another one is snow-fed. Rain-fed means that it should be fed with the rain. It should form with the rainwater. And what about the snow-fed? Whenever the snows are melting, snows melt, or the glaciers, yes, they melt and they are coming down on that time. Which river form? Those rivers are called the snow-fed river. Next, sometimes water from natural resources is unfit for drinking. Yes, there are lots of reasons. That's why we are not able to drink the water of the natural resources, just like the pond, river, oceans, seas and the lakes. This water is not drinkable, and the rainwater also not drinkable, because rainwater contains what? Rainwater contains different kind of gaseous material, and the dust particles are also being present there. That is why we are not able to drink them. And life skill, after reading this lesson, what things you should do? In the early morning, walk with bare feet. Yes, without any slippers, without any shoes, you should walk in the bare feet. Is it? You should walk. And on the dew of the green grass, in the time of winter, if you will visit, if you will go for the work, on that time you will get it. It is supposed to be very good for eyesight. So you should go regularly in the time of which season? In the time of winter. Is it clear? So if you will follow this thing, then it will be very good for that one is supposed to believe that one is very good for the eyesight. So all of you complete your homework, which one I have given you in your homework book, and go through the lesson and prepare well for our online exam. Thank you.